Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, your throat burning raw, your head pounding like a hammer. You only need to reach for your smartphone, book an online doctor's appointment, or walk a few steps to the pharmacy down the street to buy some pain relievers. But now, let's roll back the clock 50,000 years. You are an early human lying deep inside a cold, dark stone cave. You have a raging fever, and a wound on your leg is starting to fester and smell. No antibiotics, no hospitals, and absolutely zero knowledge about bacteria. To you back then, pain wasn't a biological phenomenon. It was an evil force, a mysterious curse from the gods, or a demon devouring your soul from the inside out. So, what did early humans do to survive? Did they just lie down and wait for death, or did they possess wild, magical remedies far beyond our imagination? The first instinct of ancient medicine didn't come from a laboratory, but from observing nature. Look at the wild animals. When a leopard is injured, it knows to find a specific grass to lick. Early humans did the same. They learned from animals. They discovered that chewing a bitter leaf could soothe a terrible stomachache, or packing a wound with mineral mud would stop the bleeding. Archaeologists found a groundbreaking piece of evidence inside the teeth of a 50,000-year-old Neanderthal skeleton. They discovered traces of willow bark. Do you know what willow bark contains? Salicylic acid, the exact core ingredient modern humans use to make aspirin pills today. This means, tens of thousands of years before modern medicine was born, our ancestors already knew how to prescribe their own pain medication. They also used moldy fungus, what we now call penicillin, to apply over infected wounds. But plants alone were not enough. When excruciating headaches struck, early humans believed an evil spirit was trapped inside the skull. And so, they performed one of the most terrifying medical techniques in human history, trepanation or skull drilling. Picture this scene. No anesthesia. The patient is held down tightly by the tribe members. A shaman uses a razor-sharp piece of flint stone, slowly scraping and carving a round hole directly into the skull of a living person to release the demon. It sounds like an absolute death sentence. Yet, miraculously, the drill holes on many ancient skulls showed signs of smooth bone regrowth. This proves that many patients actually survived this horrific surgery and went on to live for many more years. Ancient medicine could never be separated from the spiritual world. A sick person didn't just need herbs, they needed psychological support. That's when the shamans, or medicine men, stepped in. In the pitch-black nights around a blazing fire, the shaman would wear bizarre, frightening masks, dance frantically, and blow herbal smoke over the patient. They chanted spells to drive away the spirits of darkness. Through the lens of modern science, these rituals were the primitive origin of the placebo effect. When a patient believed blindly in the shaman's absolute power, their brain would release endorphins, reducing pain and triggering the body's natural immune system to heal itself. A major question arises: if you fell so terribly ill that you couldn't move, would your tribe abandon you to keep up with the hunt? The answer will completely shatter your stereotypes of brutal savages. Archaeology has proven that early humans possessed incredible empathy. They uncovered the skeleton of a Neanderthal man who was blind in one eye, had a paralyzed arm, and suffered from severe arthritis since his youth. Yet, he lived to be 40 years old, an exceptionally old age for that era. What does that mean? It means that for decades, his tribe never left him behind. They gathered food for him, protected him from wild predators, and cared for him as an irreplaceable family member. The very first medical care of humanity wasn't a surgical blade, it was love and deep communal connection. However, the war against sickness in ancient times remained a brutal matter of life and death. A single thorn pricking a finger, an animal bite, or a contaminated water source could instantly wipe out an entire family. Their average lifespan was short, and child mortality rates were heartbreakingly high. Every time they survived an illness, it was a blind gamble with fate. They learned how to live through lessons written in blood and tears. The person who tried the poisonous mushroom died so the next generation would know to stay away. The person who beat an infected wound left behind priceless knowledge for the tribe. Looking back at that epic journey, we realize just how incredibly lucky we are today. The pills resting in the palm of your hand right now are the ultimate accumulation of millions of years of evolution, of trial and error, and of the immense pain our ancestors endured. From chewing a piece of willow bark by a stream to violent holes drilled into skulls, these were all the clumsy yet resilient first steps of humanity in wresting life back from the hands of death. Next time you feel a bit under the weather, take a sip of warm water, lie down on your comfortable bed, and remember those fierce stick figure ancestors of the past. They fought hard in the dark caves so that we could live in the light today. Sickness might weaken our bodies, but it is the raw will to survive and human empathy that have kept our species alive since the dawn of time.